What are your expectations? And we'd like to hear from you. We'll activate the phone line shortly so you can call in, but also join us via social media at TV3 Ghana on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram with the hashtag TV3 New Day. We want to hear from you what your expectations are. And like I said, Roland is at the State House at the moment, and so as and when it is convenient, he'll cross over to give us some insightful conversations on the matter. But we'll have this morning's conversation with your expectations on the State of the Nation address, and then we will jump straight into Johnny's Bites, after which we'll have a conversation on the big issues. And again, we're speaking to the politicians to find out what their expectations would be as well. So Dixon Adumakukisi, the Member of Parliament for Anya Sotum constituency, will be joining us and representing the MPP, as well as Alasan Yibu Suini. He's the Member of Parliament for Tamale North constituency. Now, various organizations have spoken, and they are indicating that they're expecting the president to touch on, for example, that halted 15% VAT on electricity, and that was halted sometime early February. And so they're asking if the president will touch on that and, of course, give us the way forward with regards to whether they're going to continue charging that 15%, reduce the figure, or not. I mean, Africa Education Watch also has put out a new research on free SHS, and in fact, they're asking government to channel the funds to support children from less privileged areas instead of making it a universal thing. And so we'll touch on all that and more, but the phone lines are active now. We'd like to hear from you. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana and also on DSTV channel 279, and so you can watch us there. But while we wait for you to join us with your thoughts and opinions, and maybe even questions about today's State of the Nation address, which will be the penultimate, and so this will be the last but one, and the next year, the president will have his final one per the Constitution before he bows out of office. Let's take a look at some 15 issues that the president raised. In fact, achievements that he touched on in his State of the Nation address for 2023. But let's speak to our first caller today. Hello, Alfred. Good morning.
Good morning, Bella.
Thank you for joining us. I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing as well?
I'm blessed.
All right. So do you have any expectations at all for today?
In fact, I'm not expecting anything you do.
Why?
No, it has been the same story every now and then.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, but if
I'm expecting the president today to have compassion on Ghanaians. Okay.
Okay.
Let him take the COVID-19 out. Let him have compassion, because all these monies that they are keeping, at the end of the day, where are they going to send it? At the end of the day, they can't spend the whole money they are holding in their homes and then in their houses or in their offices. Let them give the money out to the poor. Let them give the money out to the needy. And at the end of the day, God will bless them. That's what we always say, that those who are keeping these monies, at the end of the day, sicknesses that have no cure will come onto them. They should be very, very mindful of what they do to Ghanaians. We are suffering every now and then, and yet they've turned deaf ear to listen to Ghanaians. This is very, very bad. And I expect the president to at least have compassion today and have some change of mindset and help Ghanaians to at least earn something in the future. Thank you very much, Bella.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Alfred. Alfred called us from North Kaneshie. And wherever you're watching us from, you can also join us. The phone numbers are on your screen. Please call us and share with us what your expectations are. I mean, unemployment is also another major concern that I'm sure a lot of people will be expecting the president to touch on. According to the GSS, in fact, average unemployment rate in Ghana in 3 quarters of 2023 hit 14.7%, and this was compared to an unemployment rate of 13.7% during the same period. So it has increased, and that, of course, is a major problem for young people in the country. They are asking for employment opportunities in the country. Is that something you also want to hear the president touch on? Let's speak to our next caller now. Hello, Patrick. Good morning.
Good morning, Bella.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right. So do you have any expectations?
Yeah, I think Jack Toronto has corrupted Ghana, and Ghana is currently at intensive care unit. So what I'm expecting from the president is to just tell us that we should do our own things, no tax again.
No tax?
Yes.
You are expecting the president to scrap all taxes?
Yes.
But you know that's quite impossible, especially at the moments where we are with the IMF and we're looking
Because
for ways to show up our revenue.
The taxes that we are paying, we are not benefiting from the taxes that we are paying.
Okay, so if the president should ask you right now that which particular taxes do you want him to scrap, which would be the first on your list?
The emission tax, the COVID-19 tax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those two taxes.
Well, I do hope the president is watching you this morning and maybe he would have a change of heart if he hasn't already. But thank you for joining us, Patrick. And we're waiting for your calls as well. Let us know what your expectations are. And if it's in the area of employment or education, agric, the economy in general, let us know. We're all ears. And you can also join us via Facebook at TV3 Ghana. And shortly, I'll go on Facebook so I can read a few more messages from there. But yes, unemployment is one of the issues. But let's talk about some 15 achievements that the president touched on in his 2023 State of the Nation address. Now, he mentioned that they had implemented successfully a national identification system with the Ghana card, constructed more railways than any other government in the Fourth Republic, established the Zongo Development Fund to address the needs for Zongo and inner city communities. And under their auspices, they have constructed more infrastructure in the Zongo communities than any other government in the Fourth Republic, and constructed more NCA licensed fiber optic cable than any other government in the Fourth Republic, 93% in total. We have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. What's your name?
I'm Adams, calling from Dansimani.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So which area in particular would you expect the president to touch on?
So honestly, I don't really expect anything from the president, because all these years he has never given us anything to expect from him. And I honestly wish he would just come to the podium, stand there for some minutes, and reflect on the life of Ghanaians. How, especially with the youth, is he probably leaving any legacy behind? That's what I want him to just reflect on.
Okay.
Yes. All the things he's done, how is he going to impact on the lives of Ghanaians? Me as a young person, if not for the grace of God, I mean, sometimes we just have to go to bed without taking anything. You just have to budget for water, and that is it. So it's really hard in this country today. And we really, really need someone who will think of us. Like the previous caller who came, they should stop hoarding the monies in their rooms, in their offices, and think of us. You one day die and leave all of these things behind. And it's actually, I mean, not worth it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking passionately about this as well. And we hope that this will get to the ears of the president. But Roland will also be joining us shortly. He is currently at Parliament and he will be giving us some updates on that. But let's carry on with the other achievements that the president touted during his State of the Nation address in 2023. Number 5, he said increase the proportion of the population with access to toilet facilities from 33% to 59%. 6, increase the number of public libraries from 61 from independence until 2017 to 115 in 2022. Says they provided more equipment, vehicles, ammunition, etc. to security services than any other government in the Fourth Republic. Also have successfully implemented the digital address system. They've improved significantly the financing of governance and anti-corruption MDAs like the Ministry of Justice and Office of the Attorney General, NCCE, SHRAJ, IYOKO, etc. Also implemented One District, One Factory initiative. In 4 years, 106 companies in operation under the 1D1F and 148 factories were under construction at that point. We'll take a look at what the updates would be on this one, and we hope that he does touch on it. He says this is the largest expansion of the sector since independence. We all know the 1D1F has come under serious contention, so we're looking to see what the president will say on this. But Ahmed has joined us. Hello, good morning, Ahmed. Ahmed, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for joining us, Ahmed. How are you? I'm fine. How about you?
Yeah, I'm fine, madam.
All right. So what are your expectations this morning, Ahmed?
So far, what we're expecting from the government to listen today is that the kind of they promise us, and then listen, the way we have a belief in him, and then we are able to vote massively for him to come and then solve some of this in our problems, especially for the youth. We are really, really disappointed, and he has never, or we are not even expecting that this is what, at the end of the day, that they can bring the affairs to Ghanaians. But all what I want to say to President, who is a human being.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Ahmed, for speaking to us. But let's cross over now to Roland to apprise us on what's happening at the State House.
Bella and the rest of the team, we're here to bring you live coverage, up-to-the-minute information, up-to-date information as to who has arrived so far, what will be presented by the president, speak to the many number of members of parliament that we have arranged to make sure that comprehensively we do adequate preview of what the expectations will be for the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's State of the Nation address. As you know, it's a constitutional mandate, but as it is, well, he is going to give his last State of the Nation address, but there's also a chance that is before there's the next transition after the 2024 presidential elections to also have an address before Parliament as we have the current one or legislature also winds up. But currently, let me just give you a sneak peek of what really has been happening. We have a number of activities wrapping up touches so far. You can see the red carpets being laid just to make sure that the presidential days and then, of course, where the president will be inspecting the Guard of Honor is ready for it. That has been arranged by the State Protocol Department to make sure this is ready for the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So far, security has been at the topmost optimum. So, for example, without adequate accreditation or tags, you won't be allowed to enter the precinct of Parliament in itself. We're talking about the compound before even having a conversation about the chamber of Ghana's Parliament. Now, as it is, we expect to have many other dignitaries who have been invited from either traditional rulers, especially the National House of Chiefs. And so that will be a composition of representatives of the various regional House of Chiefs, various individuals, civil society organizations, members of the diplomatic corps, as well as various sections of our society who will be present for the President's State of the Nation address. And so far, it looks like the stage is set for the State of the Nation address. Now, there have been a number of we're told changes that have been made. So usually the media would have been allowed to do the interactions, especially when the members of Parliament are coming from their offices, and you can find their offices that are highly situated. Just before then, we also have the office of the Speaker of Parliament, and so usually they will walk through their office into the tunnel that is well laid out and then get to the first floor of the house where they make entry into the chamber. And then these changes have been made to make sure that there's some level of sanity when it comes to what has been arranged for the members of Parliament. Now, we also do know that because this is expected to be the last State of the Nation address before, of course, if we will have any final address when Parliament is being wound up in the penultimate periods after the elections, we also have some level of detailed security that have been put in place to ensure that the various members of Parliament present, the other dignitaries, those who have been invited, who will be at the public gallery, as well as the media, conduct their exercise or activities in such a way that gives adequate information and also some delineation of roles, so that we don't tend to have some level of clutter when it comes to who is interacting and then who is not. So far, we have the dance troops who will be welcoming the president also just brought in. And all these arrangements are not only from the National Dance Ensemble, but also arranged by the State Protocols Department, the Parliamentary Service, who are highly in charge of this. I spoke to a number of security details or officials of Parliament, and they said they wanted to make today one of the event that would ensure that security breaches are avoided as much as possible. And then also we have essentially people who are expected to be in and then also get to have a lot. As you know, it's one of the many things that we expect. As the majority side of the House has just gotten or chosen a new leader. So Alex Afenyo-Markin, the Member of Parliament for Futu, is now the majority leader. So it's the first time for the State of the Nation address that he, as majority leader, is going to lead his team or the side of the aisle as they welcome the president to present this. Very important. We'll be speaking to a number of the individuals who will be coming in. We want to ask them about their expectations as well and what they think about today, and a number of them also will be here, and we hope that we're going to have a number of them also just to ensure that we all have some detailed information as to what really will be happening. But so far everything is ready. There have been a number of flurry of activities so far, so you can find that to my left. The canopies have been arranged to make sure that for those who want to have their sitting positions, we have everything well arranged. So for example, for those excess military men or security detail who are supposed to come here, and then also those important dignitaries who may not have the chance to be in a position where they can occupy the public gallery, at least this has been made available for them so you can have a chance to sit. So that has been arranged. The army band that is also responsible to make sure that when the president inspects the Guard of Honor, as is mandated because he is the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, all those details are available for him today. And so those arrangements so far, it looks like from what we've seen, seem to be detailed, well arranged, and that's what we'll be bringing to you live right here, full coverage on TV3.
Well, indeed, full coverage right here on TV3. Thank you so much, Roland, for that update. And yes, very detailed. We're giving you all that you require to fully understand what the president has to offer for his citizens this morning. And so this is where you ought to stay. I believe Johnny's Bites should be ready at this point. Can we cross over now? Okay, let's cross over now to Johnny's Bite. When we get back, we'll have the big issue.